Is Phoenix affordable? We've seen rents skyrocket in the past couple years, and a lot of people can't afford to buy a home right now just because the monthly payment would be way too high. But yet, Phoenix is growing like wildfire. And when you ask people why they're moving here, their answer is affordability. What? I'm Courtney, I'm a realtor from Real Broker, here to share with you all things Phoenix. In full disclosure, my goal is to provide the facts and the numbers to you so you can make the best decision for you and your family. I don't really know what's best for you and your family until I talk to you. So I really don't want to push you into buying a home if it doesn't make sense. Affordability is largely based on a person's specific situation or circumstance. But today, we're going to talk primarily about housing, both from a renter and a home buyer's perspective. Let's take a look at the HOI. So this number looks at the median income in a city and then the median house price. So basically it says what percentage of homes are actually affordable in that area. So normal is considered 60 to 75% of homes on the market are in that affordable range. In the US, last quarter, we saw that only 38% of homes were actually in that affordable price range. So where's Phoenix? 18.3%. So yeah, quite a bit lower than average. Buying a home is very much a challenge right now. Rent in Phoenix, however, is much more affordable. So now we're gonna look at the average income to the average rent. So basically the percentage of your paycheck that is going to your monthly rent. So Phoenix is about 32%, which the rule of thumb is about 30%, and that is also the national average. Okay, so we know that buying a home is gonna be much more of a challenge here. And then if we look at rent, well, that's slightly below normal or average. So why are people coming here? So let's see where people are coming from. We're gonna look at the 7 major metro areas people are leaving to come to Phoenix. So in Las Vegas, when we look at the HOI, we can see that it is 17.2. So that means that there's actually less affordable houses, or the percentage of affordable houses in Las Vegas is actually slightly lower than in Phoenix. So the rent to income ratio was about 30%. So this is actually slightly better than Phoenix, but again, pretty comparable. So the 6th main metro area that people are leaving is actually Denver, Colorado. And these numbers I'm about to share with you actually surprised me quite a bit coming from Colorado. So the percentage of affordable houses in Denver was actually 24.5. So the median home price is actually higher in Denver, but we also saw that income to match. That income was quite a bit higher. Rent was also pretty comparable. So the rent to income ratio was 30%, which is right on par with the United States and actually slightly better than in Phoenix. So the next city we're gonna look at is New York. So when we're talking about New York, we're talking about northern New Jersey, the whole New York metro area. So it comes in, the HOI comes in at 14.2. Yeah, so quite a bit lower than Phoenix. And then the rent to income ratio is a steep 42%. So rent in New York is gonna be considerably more expensive than it is here in Phoenix. So coming down to number 4, we're actually gonna move over to the Midwest to Chicago metro area. So of all the places we're talking about today, Chicago is actually the most affordable place to buy a home. The HOI came in at 54. So in this metro area actually has the lowest home prices or median home value, coming in at $295. But when we look over at the rent, pretty comparable to Phoenix, it's at 30%. So by and large, when you look at housing in Chicago, it is more affordable than here. I think they're coming here for the sun. I'm pretty sure that's why everyone's leaving Chicago. So the 3rd metro area we'll move to Phoenix is Seattle. So in Seattle, we're seeing home prices quite a bit more expensive, but the HOI, or the percentage of affordable homes, is pretty comparable. It comes in at 18%. Rent is more of a challenge in Seattle. The rent to income ratio comes in at 36%. So that could make it more of a challenge. Okay, number 2 is San Diego. Probably not a surprise, it's in California. But when we look at the number of affordable homes in San Diego, it is a whopping 4.9% of homes. And then the rent isn't that much better. The rent to income ratio is 41%. So that means 41% of your paycheck is going to rent in San Diego. So people make more money in San Diego. The median home price there is just so high, making it nearly impossible for people to purchase a home. the number one area people are leaving to come to Phoenix. Probably no surprise, it's Los Angeles. So the median household income is $91K, which is actually barely above Phoenix, but the median home price is nearly twice as much as Phoenix. So when we look at the percentage of homes that's actually affordable, it's slightly over 2% of homes. Okay, so most people aren't gonna be able to buy a home there. 98% of people, it would not make sense for them to buy a home. Or would it be a smart financial decision for them to buy a home? So let's look at rents. The income to rent ratio is 49%. So that means you are giving 50%. 50% goes to your rent. It doesn't leave much for your other expenses, particularly if you have children. Okay, so yeah, LA has the weather. We'll give them that. But is it really worth that financial stress? But a lot of people don't think so. And that's the reason why we've seen so many people come from Los Angeles and San Diego as well, move to Arizona. So when we look at these other metro areas, most of them, not all of them, but most of them, it's gonna be way more challenging to afford a home or rent a home there. Now, I can't emphasize this enough. Affordability is really based on a lot of personal situations and also other factors than just housing, gas, food, childcare. But in summary, affordability is a challenge we're seeing across the United States. So what we're gonna do next week is we're actually going to dive into several of the suburbs and cities within Phoenix to really see where the pockets of affordability are in Phoenix Metro. Now, if you guys have anything to add or questions, comment below. I would love to hear from you. And it does help me a lot if you subscribe. So if you found this helpful, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to continue to be your resource for all things Phoenix.